core issues that you plan to address if you get elected?
So right away, the healthcare legislation is a big concern. I think we've already seen the president has made some amendments and adjustments that they see as necessary. The implementation has been rocky. Where things will pan out is going to be difficult to say. And whereas before the legislation, we knew what issues we were tackling. There was more access to care, getting pre-existing diseases covered, maybe getting kids on the plan for a lot longer. While those provisions have been highlighted and maybe to some degree achieved, there are now bigger problems. And I akin this to say that in the effort to save the kidney, we've clubbed the patient. And what we have to ensure is that our entire medical system doesn't get in disarray, meaning the exchanges now don't necessarily cover excellent cancer institutions, which is alarming to a physician like myself. One of the biggest concerns I have is the Independent Advisory Medical Panel, which is a panel that is an appointed panel of 15 people. From my understanding, they're not practicing physicians if they are physicians, and they can change Medicare treatment rates. They can make uniform decisions that usually Congress did in the past, where the people had an opportunity to tell Congress. Now, to me, that's very concerning because they may base those decisions on data points that not necessarily most doctors will agree or what's panning out nationally.
How do you address the criticism that you don't have nearly the breadth of experience required of someone in Congress?
My answer to that is that Congress becomes its own little world of politicking. In fact, I would argue that they often lose touch with the real world. What I bring is real world experience. Most people, like myself, have to make decisions every single day where we meet our household budgets. And that common sense and those solutions can apply to the government. It's actually beyond me and most citizens as to why partisan politics would have to be occurring at such an extent that decisions, solutions aren't being made. And what's really happening is Washington is becoming its own little cesspool, kind of separate from the rest of the United States. And unfortunately, the result of that is apathy in the population. People aren't happy. I mean, when you look at the polling of Congress, it's like 9% or 11%, depending on what day you're looking at it at. And so the real value, I believe, comes from the people. It's the government of the people, by the people, for the people. And I think it makes sense to have people of all backgrounds come in and at times give civic service if they can contribute and if they're willing to do so.
Have you gotten full-throated support from the Republican Party yet? I know the vice chairman here in the state of California is an Indian woman. But has the Republican Party embraced you fully, knowing that you have a big challenge ahead of you?
I have had excellent support from the Republican Party at all levels. And it's been wonderful to see that the ideals that we're fighting for are still held dearly by many people. This is the party of Lincoln, it's the party of Reagan. I believe in smaller government, lower taxes. I believe in the human spirit and the individual liberty and freedom. I mean, that's what we're ultimately fighting for, because that's the ultimate reason why we all came here. And I find that to be rampant in the groups of people that I've met, and it gives me hope and belief that, ultimately that's what it comes down to. People remember why they came here, whether it was just this generation or many generations before. It was for the opportunities that only arise in the United States, a country where this is the only country where people have that value for the individual. And because of that, people come from all walks of life in different corners of the globe to see if they can have those opportunities and achieve the American dream. And that is alive and well in the Republican Party.